There's a lot of history behind these yellow buildings that have been in the Stony community since the early 1960s, and they actually anchored the Stony community. It was a thriving business center. Initially, it was built by a Native Island family that owned a motel here. It was called the Pine Top Motel, and then eventually expanded to include other businesses. And then over time, they sold the building and the property to the Hilton Head Island Fishing Co-op, which was a group of Native Island fishermen. And they maintained it until they sold it. And then eventually changed hands several times over the years. It became the Latin American Center's building, and then other businesses became a part of it until eventually they became vacant.
The restaurant here, Mi Tierra, left here in the late 2000s and has since relocated to Arrow Road on Hilton Head. But since that time, the property has been vacant. In 2015, the property was purchased, and the owner explored some redevelopment opportunities for this site, including transitioning this to a motel or tearing it down to reuse as a retail center. None of those plans ever moved beyond conceptual level. And therefore the property remained vacant and continued to deteriorate. A couple years ago, the town put these buildings under a condemnation order as unsafe. The owner evaluated the mitigation to tear down the buildings or try to bring them up to code, and at that time offered the property to the town at a reduced rate, accounting for those costs. And we brought that to town council for their consideration. So the town acquired the property with a plan to demolish the buildings, and that's what's going to be happening here in the short term. But as many of you are aware, the town is currently working with our partners, SCDOT and the county, on a corridor plan for potential bridge replacements and different corridor treatment through this Gateway Stony community. We have a consultant on board, MKSK. They're a land planning consultant. We brought them on board in April, and we're working with them to develop a comprehensive corridor plan which integrates transportation, land use, aesthetics, access management, and really trying to develop community-based solutions for through this area. We have been working with them for the last couple of months with community stakeholders and the town, and continue with our partners to try to make the project a little bit better at every step of the way. This will lead to something as part of a bigger master plan in the future, and we're excited about the flexibility that having this property provides us, along with other public holdings in this area. And we look forward to continuing working with the community to make this something that we all can be proud of.
The town's contractor, IPW Construction, secured permitting through DHEC and the town of Hilton Head Island late on Friday. With that being completed, the contractor is slated for starting demolition beginning tomorrow. The demolition will consist of the 3 structures as well as the asphalt removal. At the end, we'll be overseeding the property and be maintaining that as green space, just like the town does with any other town property going forward. The contractor will be entering and exiting the site along 278, so we ask all passerbys to be cautious, and the process will take approximately 8 days to complete, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.